back you guys up a little bit. Alright, so whenever I posted the pictures to Facebook and a little bit of video I had, I asked or a question was asked to me, Steve, are you making a video of this? Yes, I was, but not the detail that I'm going to go into right now. So pretty much, when I took this apart, the cover, or the, what are we going to call it, the housing plate I took off, was on the back side of the gear, not the teeth side. So I have the shaft here pretty well cleaned up. I've pressed everything off. And what you gotta watch is to make sure you don't roll the spring out of the seal. If you got it cleaned up pretty good, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so we're back in there like that. And before I went to put this on, I oiled the seal up, so hopefully it would slide over the metal shaft real good. So now what I'm gonna do is I need to switch. This gearbox is gonna be a lot. Oh yeah, the shaft's gonna be a lot heavier now. I have to move you guys around so you can see. Okay, step you guys back again. I got this slid tight up against there. I've cleaned the roller bearings out as best as I could. I'm gonna put some motor oil down in them. So first spin by hand, they got something. And again, I have oiled this up pretty good. This shaft looks beat up, but I actually have it, all the high spots filed down. And this side over here, I physically pressed the bearing and the gear the whole way off. It's like a cat hair or something in the seal right now. So, just ever so gingerly, there we go. You just want to very slowly and smoothly pull the seal over on here and line the bolt holes up. Now this spun fine before, so I didn't play with the shims. I didn't move the shims. I just put them back the way I bleeping found them. And basically I'm going to hope that that is okay. That's all you can do. If it worked fine before, and you didn't F with it, do not F with it. So I'm going to snug this up here and make sure this still turns okay. So far, still good. The other side I never got apart. I broke my other ratchet wrench when I took this apart. I'm thinking maybe I got this housing 180 out from where it was, but it shouldn't matter. Should be symmetrical. It needs shifted that way a little bit. So there might be a little bit of play in these bolt holes, and this will kind of bother me to see this off a little bit. So I'm going to say, unless I spin it, I guess I'm going to. The other thing I'm going to say is I figure the side that has oil on it was probably down before. I'm assuming. Really, when you take these covers and stuff off, when you do stuff like this, you should really put a witness mark or a line the whole way across this so you can line it up. Hopefully you guys are in frame, yeah. So you can put the covers back on the same way they come off. Now the cover on the far side of you guys has the oil level plug in it. So you can't really, I mean you can clock it wrong, but it's a lot harder to do. So let's see, if I want to make that the bottom. Bottom like so. Let's see how that lines up. I think I'm at the point right now, it is what it is. I'm just going to send it. Just effing send it. Whatever it is, it is. Nice thing is, I can, if for some reason it acts strange, I can clock it without taking it the whole way back apart. I'm not sure I've played with this for 10 minutes at this point. Why I tend to... I tighten in a crisscross pattern, now I'll just go along and make sure they're all tight, which that one there was loose. It's probably the first one I did. That one there was loose too. There's that one. And that one. Since they all tightened up a little bit, double check them. All seems good. Everything seems to rotate nicely. Only 8 minutes, not doing too bad. So let's see if I can take this out of the vise and smash my fingers. Hold up on it. There we go. Hiya. Okay. So let's see, it's actually backwards from the way it spins. It'll spin this way. I mean, sounds like some really dry roller bearings, don't you guys think? Tapered roller bearings, but seems alright. Make sure you get all the dirt out of the seal and that the seals look okay. None of the springs are rolled out. They look alright. So, at this stage, what I'm back to is, and I'm going to do it on the bench just because it's going to be easier. I'm going to file down any marks I see on here, which like I said, these are, nothing's protruding, and the bearing went down over it, so it's got to be pretty darn close. I might hit this big score maybe, because I can feel that. I feel a little bit of these just because there's a bunch of nicks in it. Put the keyways in, and I'll put the augers back on, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, I cleaned up the keyways off camera, and I put some grease on where the reels are going to sit. That way, hopefully in the future, if you're ever going to take this apart, it'll come apart as easy as it did this time. So with that being said, I know what I have down here would be considered the right hand side. So I'm going to pick the gearbox up with the right hand side down. Now, this was the side that I ended up messing up the keyways a little bit, so not surprised that it's not just falling into place, but it is going. If you wanted to hurry this along, you could take a piece of wood and a hammer. There you go. There you go. And from there on, it's not going to go down anymore because it's sitting on the end of the shaft. So what you do is you come over to here. Let's see, where's the keyways? Keyways are dead center. This side here, the keyways weren't messed up on quite as bad, I don't think. Plus I got that backwards, and this side was the bad side. Oh, yep. Once you get to the top of them keyways, man, it slides easy. Okay, I might as well get a hammer, which I forgot to bring over. Take a hammer and just kind of lightly tap these down on. I may have to look at my pictures a little bit, because I swore that the keyways were flush with the end, but maybe it was flush with the shaft. Try this side on. Well, I guess I ought to make sure you guys are looking at what I'm doing still. You guys kind of were. Well, you know that's going to be inside the pillow block. That side over there is about there, and this side I think is in about a 1/4 inch too far, maybe. I think. Maybe, because there was a fair bit of room in here, so let's... Nice thing is, with them greased up, they move fairly decently. You guys can see. Sit you guys on from the front. You guys can't really see what I'm talking about exactly. But this reel right here is a little too close to the gearbox. This one over here I think is about right. It's got 1 finger's width. And that's about what I got to play with over here. All I can do is fully assemble it and just see what it looks like. Because right now all I gotta put on is there's you guys can see it on this side here more than this side, but there's a locking collar that goes on the outside right there before the bearing, and then the pillow block bearing goes on the end, and they were the whole way in. And there's only set screws in the little spacers that go in either side. So let me assemble this, and I'm going to let the battery charge on the camera a little bit because it's about dead. And I'll show you guys putting it in, and just hopefully everything lines up right, and then I'll tighten down the set screws and everything once it's all together. Alrighty guys, so I got everything sitting in here, and here's where you got to pay attention. The first couple times spinning it around, you know, just see if you got anything that hits, or see if it needs adjusted anywhere or the other. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, this auger on this side, I had to bump it in a little bit further. So that worked out, and it's no longer touching. I think it was that one right there. It was touching in the back. I think so, because I can see that one's been ground off once. And that may even have been what sheared the keyway, because you can see it's rubbed there quite a bit and wore it flat. So, but everything seems like it spins nice and smooth. Obviously I'm only spinning it by hand, and I have none of the set screws tight or anything. I'm just spinning everything, see if it all jives and works good. And it seems like it does. 1 finger width there. Yeah, that one's a little bit further out, and you can see it's not quite on the keyways. So I may drive this side in a little bit more, and then I'll just kind of re-look at the stuff and make sure it's not going to hit the gearbox or nothing wild. But if you look at it from the center back here, this being the center, you can see the one on your guys' left is closer than the one on the right. So does it look like that with everyone, or just that one? Yeah, it looks like that with everyone, so it's not bent. You can clearly see there's probably 1/4 or 3/8 of an inch, which is about what I'm seeing on them keyways over there. I think you guys can see the key sticking out. So I think that's what I'm seeing about here. I think I'm going to take that over till them keyways are flush, because you might as well use all of the keyway. Why would you only use part of it? And this side over here, they appear to be right about flush. Here as I can tell. Yeah, they are dead flush. So that's what I'm going to do with that side too. And then what you do is you work these collars out on the side that I talked about. You work them out, and then that keeps it centered. So like I got this pushed up against the bearing now, and now I'll lock down this set screw, and I will do the same on the other side here. And pretty much once we put some gear oil in it, we can spin this baby up on a tractor. I'll be honest, I don't know when I'll get to that exactly, but have no doubt in your mind that this deluxe snowblower will be on a tractor this winter. I will try it at least once, and I don't know with what machine. So just look forward to that, guys. Maybe I'll put it on a tractor and spin it up here, but for right now I'm just going to tighten the bolts, put some gear oil in it, and I'm going to shove this baby back outside and wait for some snow. So later, guys.